This is a very special episode of Know-How Korner because it's not our traditional thought leader that I'm interviewing today. It's actually a group of students who have created a great resource for young professionals, students, and existing professionals or experienced professionals that really need to learn more about data analytics and how to use some of the common tools, Excel, Alteryx, Python, even if you want, to learn how to actually do this stuff in practice. So take a look at the recording today, and I hope that you'll join and take a look at their site, techhub.training. Hey everyone, welcome. Glad that you can join us today for this episode of Know-How Korner. Today I feel like is a very special episode because it's not me or your typical subject matter expert coming and telling you about everything. It's actually our next generation in the accounting profession, which we've got a team of students here from BYU and their professors. And I'm going to actually let them introduce themselves real quickly. And we're going to talk about an exciting project that they've done that really is not just helping students, but it's going to help all of us in the professional world too. So let me jump over, maybe Nate, if you want to start us off, since you're right next to me on my screen, and if you can pass off to your other colleagues there. Quick introduction, who you are, and then afterwards, you guys can maybe tell us about what you guys did.
Great. Thanks so much, Donnie. So my name is Nate Jenkins. I'm from Atlanta, Georgia, but like the rest of us here, I'm a student at BYU, graduating with my master's in accounting. I'm in the auditor professional STEM with a minor in information systems. And I love technology. I love being able to apply it to accounting. And I love accounting too, but it makes the accounting a little bit more bearable. So I love being able to share the knowledge that I've gained through my minor in information systems and those classes I've taken. I think Tech Hub provides a perfect forum for us to do that. Clayton, I'll turn off to you.
Right on. Thanks, Nate. So yes, my name is Clayton Pippert. I'm from Portland area, Oregon. And I'm a second year Mac student here at BYU, graduating this April. Really excited for that. I'm in the tax STEM, so I'm more on the tax side of things, but I still have that love for technology. I also have going to get my information systems minor. And yeah, looking back, all of my favorite classes have been the ones that have centered around technology. And so that really helped me decide to want to be a part of this because it was kind of a no-brainer for me. Andrew, take it away.
Thanks. So I'm a master's student as well in the professional STEM and audit and professional STEM here at BYU. And I guess I enjoyed my accounting background, but deviated a little bit after taking courses with Professors David Wood and Scott Summers here on the call today. And my career path is going towards data engineering. And so between the three of us and the rest of the team, we bring a pretty wide perspective to our project Tech Hub to help students learn more about technology. And Professor Wood and Summers, do you want to introduce yourself as well?
Certainly. My name is Scott Summers. I'm a professor here at BYU. I've been here for the better part of 23 years, specializing in accounting and accounting information systems. This project kind of became a discussion point for Professor Wood and myself a number of years ago, and it's been really exciting to see the concept of extending the curriculum beyond the in-class exercises that we traditionally have. We'll get more into that. Let me pass to Professor Wood.
So I'm David Wood. I've been at BYU. This is my 15th year. And I guess I love technology. So have been a big part of how do we integrate more technology into the BYU curriculum for a decade and a half now. We have 3 of the students on the call. I just do want to make sure we note that there were 21 students who helped work on this project. And one of the most satisfying parts as a professor is to let the students free and let them just go to work and see all the creativity and things they come up with. So I think you're going to be pretty impressed with what they come up with, and reach out if you want to hire them, because there's some really good talent that you can hire.
That is, and I have to agree. I got to see the site and some of the things you guys have done. I really enjoyed it. I don't know if the students know, I was actually an accounting MIS double, so all of you are very much after my heart, same kind of path there. And that's a lot of what I do now too, is really drive a lot of the change and innovation that's going on. So we've alluded to what you guys have done here or there, but one of you, can you tell us what you've actually done? What is this tech hub that we're referencing?
Yeah, absolutely. I'll take that. So what we've created is a website, a forum of sorts called techhub.training. And the idea is that people can come onto the website and there will be a number of challenges for them to complete using a variety of different technologies, whether it be Excel or Alteryx or Python, anything that we would typically use in a day-to-day in the business setting. And we wanted to center it on those business scenarios so that professionals could get on there and practice and hone their skills in applicable manner.
And on that, we try to create challenges for people of all kind of levels of expertise and skills for every single technology that we do. I remember when I was first learning how to use Excel, I did my first VLOOKUP, and now we don't even use VLOOKUPs anymore. We use XLOOKUPs, but we start even just at some of those basic skills for people to learn. And I use some of these skills on a daily basis, but not everybody does, and not everybody is at that level. And so we really wanted to create a platform for people to learn some of these technologies from the foundation, from the ground up, and then also have room to grow as they grow. And so we have challenges set for people of all levels, whether they're beginner or advanced at a particular technology.
I think what you said is so critical. We are at such an inflection point in the profession right now, where it's not just you students that actually have to learn how to do all this stuff. We actually have all of the working professionals that also need to upskill and need to learn all this. And that's actually one of the things I don't actually normally teach those courses, but we hear so much demand, even for basic Excel. You'd be surprised, like pivot tables, XLOOKUPs, like people still need to learn that and start looking for that. And one of the things that got me excited, which I'm glad you guys were able to come on the podcast, was really that I looked at it and I went, these exercises that you guys have up here are not just for students. Like, these are things, whether you're entry level, there was even one where I was like, oh, let me go look at this, because how do you do this? I had to go and look at it because now I normally have my staff that actually will take care of that kind of stuff. So I love that this was not just for students, but really, and I think Nate said it during our prep time, anyone that wants to be that really wants to learn and practice their data analytics and skills can really come and learn stuff here. So give me some examples. I think Andrew gave us some, or can you maybe tell me about like, what is it like to do one of these problems? Or what if I'm going to come to it, what am I expecting? Do I have to know stuff already? Am I signing up for a course? What am I doing?
Great. So I think I can answer that. When you first sign up for the website, you can go to techhub.training. You'll be asked to create an account that links directly to your LinkedIn. That provides the needed functionality for you to be able to post to LinkedIn your credentials as you learn new skills through the site. That can be added to the skills that are shown on your LinkedIn page. When you get the LinkedIn profile set up, you can add a username, get your account set up. And there are two main types of challenges. There are weekly challenges and there are monthly challenges. Weekly challenges should take anywhere from, on the very low end, 5 minutes to on the high end, 30 minutes to complete, with an average of about 15 minutes. Based on your user level, there are tags assigned to each challenge. You can choose a beginner challenge if you've never worked in, say, Python. And the estimate is that that challenge will take you about 15 minutes with the help of whatever you need. If you need AI code writing ability to get the challenge done, or Google, that's fine. You can use that as long as it's helping you learn the syntax of the language and be able to apply new skills. So weekly challenges should take about 15 minutes to download the materials, the files, do the challenge, and post a solution. Whereas monthly challenges take a little bit longer, around 45 minutes to an hour and a half, depending. Those are the two main types of challenges. We also release periodic challenges that there are monetary or other rewards for the winners. If you post a challenge, then you're entered into a drawing to win. So that's the basic format of the site. You can comment on other people's posts as well. You can read through other user solutions and decide which one you like the best. And you can like and upvote different challenges and comments within challenges.
So Donnie, part of the thinking around this is there's a lot of trainings where you go watch something happen and you sit and you're kind of bored and you speed through it really fast and you just don't really even engage and it doesn't sink in. Here we give the challenge and the data and say, go attack it any way you want. If you get stuck, the students have created these videos that will walk you through how they did it. Or if you don't want to do it the way they do it, you can see how other people have replied to the challenge and see different solutions and different options with hints and suggestions. So it's not meant to be a, here, let me walk you through and hold your hand, but come in, explore, try things, and learn from different people and different ways of doing the same thing.
Yeah, it's really built more like a resource for people to come to if they need help, even just like figuring out how to use an XLOOKUP. They can look it up on the site, and then there's an example right there ready for you to work it out, figure out how it works, and figure out a way that works for you best, that you like to do it.
Right. I'd note that it's different than like a Stack Overflow where you go specifically to post questions of, oh, how do I do X? But it does have a little bit of that same style where I've posted challenges before where I wrote the challenge, I created a solution, I posted it. And then I saw a user made a much better solution that ran quicker or an Excel formula that was much shorter than mine. And I've been learning based off of the solutions that users have posted. So it really is a great way to learn different ways to do the same task as well.
Now, one of the things that when you mention like Stack Overflow, and I start to think of all this techie IT stuff, is there something that differentiates what you guys have created or maybe the way the problems are structured compared to this? Like, I can just go Google something, like I can go Google XLOOKUP. Is there something different about what you guys or how you guys have approached this that's better for accounting professionals?
Yeah, I can speak to that. So what our challenges are, they're really just challenges, and that's what they are. A lot of times when you look up on Stack Overflow, you just look up, okay, how do I do an XLOOKUP? You know, what do I put inside the parentheses? You know, just show me how to do it. But what we do is we have challenges that basically you do the challenge and it's a lot similar to what you would see in a business use case.
To add to that, when we started this website, the students were required to go out and talk to professionals. So they talked and interviewed about 60 professionals, and then they have their internship experience. And so from those different experiences, they were able to derive problems that are real. I mean, we've all taken stats classes where they said, well, let's figure out the free throw shooting percentage of something. And you don't use that in most business cases. But here, when we talk about sampling, you talk about audit sampling, it's in that context. Or you talk about DEI issues and trying to see, are we compensating fairly or not? That's a real issue. And the data is not always real. Sometimes it's synthetic data, but it's still the real process, the real analyses that you would be doing as a business professional.
That's really cool. And you mentioned so far auditing and DEI. Are you covering all the different accounting subject matters, or is it all just kind of generic problems?
We have a variety of different areas of practice. A lot of them are in audit, a lot of them are in managerial accounting, but we do have some tax challenges even. We have a list created, I don't have it up, but we do try and get a wide net of different areas and topics.
I've seen everything from management consulting to asset management as well.
We've only posted, well, depends on when this broadcast goes live and when the podcast, we posted the first few challenges, but we'll have 150 written by the end of this semester that will then get posted over time. So we try to roll them out 1 a week or 2 a week over time, but it will cover a very, very broad range of topics.
Oh, wow. So you just answered my next question, because I was going to be like, well, what if I come to this and it's the end of the semesters? I mean, it's just going to die because these guys are all going to have finished the class and it's done. So you guys have that kind of backlog of content that's going to allow this to continue to live.
Absolutely. We also have students signed up to take the class again in the fall to keep producing more. And in the winter, we have students who want to do it over the summer. And some of the current authors have said, hey, I want to keep doing this while I'm waiting to get ready for my job. So there is no shortage of content that will be posted. I imagine won't be too long. There'll be several hundred challenges posted that you can go and say, hey, I want to do tax SQL challenges, and you'll be able to find a series of those.
Wow. So let me put my firm hat on, because now I'm starting to think like, okay, I need to test some students, whether they're students or even professions, experienced hires that are coming to my firm. Could I use these in that way?
That's what's really exciting about this, is we think that people will adopt some of these challenges as their own. That a particular individual could go and say, well, I need to test some applicants on their Alteryx skills. So they could go in and just browse the challenges, find an interesting business scenario that uses Alteryx, download the challenge, and just drop it on the desktop of their applicants and say, how would you solve this? And let them show their stuff.
Interesting. Go ahead.
In fact, I've done a few of the challenges, like in the process of creating them. We reviewed each other's challenges. One person makes it, then it goes through a review process. In those reviews, I've done a few challenges where we have our little business scenarios where it is, oh, you're being hired for a job, or you're doing the application process. You're the person giving the interview drops this task in front of you. You have 25 minutes to do it. And so like these challenges have been built for these types of situations and settings.
And I'll say one other thing about recruiting we haven't covered is every time you complete a challenge, there's badging that's involved, and also it shows your portfolio. So I can give you a link to everything I've done. And as a recruiter, you can go in and say, you know, you interviewed and you said you do data analytics or you know technology. Give me your link, and then they can go see your code that you posted for this Python challenge or for this process mining or this RPA challenge. And you can actually see what they've done rather than just hear, well, they say they can do it. Let's see if they really can.
Interesting. So I can actually see everything that's going on in there. How does that stop? What I start to worry about then when I hear that is like, oh, well, someone just copied somebody else's answer.
That's a pretty valid concern, and you know that's been a heavy topic of conversation. But we actually we have the ability to kind of hide comments and hide the solution if you want to just post your own, and or at least until you post your own, you can not see some of the comments, and we're still playing with some of those settings.
Right. Well, we are gradually establishing our own community guidelines. There are fundamental community guidelines that have been in play from the beginning of the website, like not allowing derogatory, vulgar, or demeaning language. But it's been a development process of, okay, what counts as a community guideline and what doesn't. So for instance, we've made the decision to disallow the posting of certain file types that may contain malware or spyware. And so it's against our community guidelines. It's not allowed to post that on the website unless you're an authorized admin of the site. You mentioned the issue of someone copying and pasting another solution. That's a valid concern. As we're developing our community guidelines, I'm sure that will emerge as a community guideline, the disallowance of copy posts. We're really building out the website to include that functionality and much more.
Well, and Donnie, the radical transparency saves us, because sure, I can copy Donnie's great answer and post it, but then it's connected to my LinkedIn profile. And as soon as somebody realizes that I copied Donnie's solution, I look like a really bad professional. And so we create this incentive to, yeah, everyone can communicate. If I want to learn from Donnie, great. I'll give Donnie some attribution, give him a little bit of credit, but then say I extended it or I did it differently in this way. Because everyone can see it, the bad actors have really little incentive to just copy and paste.
I like that. I like that. And actually, this whole concept of how do I add to the discussion, that's something I could see, especially as a recruiter, that I may want to go in and look at and see what did they actually add to the discussion. Did they just say, oh, well, here's my answer? And that might be indicative of what they do in the workplace. They're like, well, here's my work, rather than being part of the team and actually coming and interacting and helping the team or the firm to improve. Oh, interesting. Interesting. You guys are surfacing a lot of good stuff here. So let me ask another question, which is, I think some people are going to be, well, how is this different from LinkedIn Learning itself or a Udemy or any of these other type of things? Why should I use your stuff, or why is your stuff better?
I'd say the first advantage of this site is how collaborative it is. I'm not too familiar with Udemy, but the LinkedIn learnings that I've done are more, it's a training where you get on and you follow the steps, you do it on your own. This as a forum really allows you, like a social media, to post. You don't have to do the challenge and post a solution. You can post under, let's say you're new to Alteryx and you've never used it before. You can find the easiest challenge you can. Instead of posting a solution, you can type, hey, I have no idea how to even get going, how to begin on this. Everyone that's posted on that same challenge beforehand will receive notifications that there's a new post to the challenge, and the community can help somebody get started. Whereas that functionality doesn't really exist in, to my knowledge, LinkedIn Learning.
I think we'll be far more responsive and faster too. It takes a while to put up a LinkedIn Learning course. Most people probably haven't played with process mining and accounting yet, at least the United States. It's much more in Europe, and we already have a challenge out there, and we'll have a couple more out there. And so this isn't going to teach you everything, but it's just another place to sharpen the saw and just get better and better at these things and be exposed to new and cool ideas quickly.
That's really cool. Yeah, if you guys already have that stuff out there, this is really going to be cutting edge, if not bleeding edge, almost there. I like that. I'm trying to think if there's anything. I'm trying to think, what else would firms come up and say where they're like, well, can I really use this, or is this really valid, or what are, I think one of the other ones, and actually I know we've already talked about this, so I'll actually answer it as I ask that, which is, I know the other question is going to come up is, can I get CPE for this? And so we at the Center for Accounting Transformation are going to commit to at least helping you guys explore, if not actually in the end sponsoring CPE for this. So we'll work with you guys on that, and hopefully we'll have a good announcement to make on that one coming up. Let me check my notes real quick. Oh, cost. So how much does it cost to actually do all this?
I'll leave that for the professors.
So what does it cost for the user? They're welcome to send free checks to whoever they'd like, but it's free. It's posted online. It's meant to be a free resource for everyone. Again, part of the reason we started this is the president at BYU said we want to have inspiring learning. And for students, that means not just reading a textbook and a few chapter problems at the end, but how do they go out and serve humanity? And that's, one of the mottos of BYU is enter to learn and go forth to serve. And so our students come in, they learn this material, and then they creatively develop all these cool ideas to give to others. So I think it's just a big part of who we are at BYU and trying to just better the world. And these students have just done a great job of embracing that, of learning, and then saying, how can I share and make people better from that?
I really love that. I don't know if you know, but my title, I don't think the students know, my title for the center is actually Inspiration Architect. It's my job to find all of these things and figure out how do we present it so that we're actually inspiring accountants and other business professionals to improve the world. Is actually part of what we do as part of the center. So I love the alignment of mission and purpose there. Glad to have you guys share all this. This is, again, especially me being someone that's in the accounting tech side, this is something different. I don't think we've seen it anywhere else. Closing thoughts or something that you want to leave any of our listeners with as we close out here?
I'd like to give a quick pitch. Just go ahead and list off what we already have and what's coming down the line. If you've ever used or want to use Excel, Alteryx, Tableau Prep, Power BI, Power Automate, Python, JavaScript, HTML, CSS, SQL, etc., then we're the site for you.
That's a long list. Actually, that makes me think of one more question. So you've mentioned a bunch of stuff. Some of these like Alteryx, not everyone has access to. How do I do this? How do I do some of these problems if I don't have access to that?
Yeah, so we have instructions on how to download some of this software, or if you're a particular student, to get a student license. Obviously, we can't assist people who just can't pay for or afford license that are expensive. But for students, we have instructions on how to obtain a student license for programs like Alteryx and Tableau, and then also just various kind of free versions of technology that you can use to get started. But yeah, we have instructions for that on our website.
Right. Anyways, a good point. A lot of these have trial periods. So if I was smart, I would go and look for like what are all the exercises or the cases for this particular one, and then plan to hit them all at once so that then I'm able to do it within my trial period. So
Exactly.
great advice there. Other closing thoughts and things you want to share with the audience?
One thing that I wanted to share was just when I've been writing my personal challenges, I've actually have written challenges that I wish I would have had been able to do in preparation for job interviews and other things. Specifically, right now, I work as a data engineer. I'm coding in SQL all the time, but I wish I had had specific things to really help me prepare to run cases in SQL before a practical interview. And so at least that's the approach that I take when I'm writing my challenges. Is I ask myself, all right, I want to be able to showcase this particular skill in an interview. All right, what's a challenge that I could foresee them asking? And so I think a lot of the challenges are like this and can be really helpful to help you prepare for practical job interviews and just learn skills that you're interested in. But I think that that's another great place is that it can really help you prepare for job interviews when the time comes.
Building off of that, I've just like when creating my challenges, pretty much all the ones I've made have come from directly my own work, the things that I created at my work that saved me a lot of time by doing so. And so by sharing that with everybody who uses the website, I hope that I can help them also save a lot of time at their work. That way they can look better with their bosses, they get those promotions, and everybody's just happy for it.
I love that you guys are incorporating real world stuff. That's probably going to be the biggest criticism. And that's probably the other one I was like, well, students created this. How useful could it really be? But you guys are actually incorporating real world problems and things that you're having to do on your job in. That's even more beneficial. David, Scott, you guys have anything you want to add?
Donnie, I'll leave with an ask. We don't need your money, but we'd love to have your expertise as part of this community. And so moving forward, we're hoping that in the future, these students can partner with a practitioner who might have a cool idea or something they've done with technology that our student could write the case and either co-author it together and publish it on the website or help the student. So if you're interested in mentoring and getting involved as a professional and helping students in this, let us know. Reach out, send us an email, and we'd be happy to put you in collaboration with some very energetic, bright students who are eager to just make the world a better place.
David, what should that email be?
So you can just email me directly, davidwood@byu.edu, or look on the techhub.training website. You'll be able to find contact information on there as well.
Great.
I'd like to,
Good.
yeah, just to wrap up, Donnie, to build off of the criticism you brought up and what Professor Wood just said. If you're out there listening to this thinking, oh, this was a site written by a bunch of students, it's not going to be helpful for me, go to the site. I'd love to see you there. If you find something that a student wrote that you don't know how to do, then I guarantee you it can be helpful for you. And if you go through the whole site and you can't find a single thing that we've been able to put out that you don't already know, then email Professor Wood. We'd love to have your expertise to help build the site out.
I love that challenge. Put it right back at them. Well, I really, again, thank you guys. Thank you guys just for creating this. This is such a great idea. I think it's really going to help all of us in the profession. And great job, guys. This sounds really wonderful.
Thank you, Donnie.
Thank you so much.
The Center for Accounting Transformation provides business professionals with a framework for utilizing innovations that are ready for adoption, the training and resources necessary to apply the innovations, and an opportunity to engage the talent and community needed to further the pursuit of innovative accounting practices that drive responsible and mindful business performance. Find out how the center resources can help you and your team members at www.improvetheworld.net. Thanks again, and I hope you join us for another Know-How Korner.